He's just gotten so much better at reading the game. He's gonna get better and better and better at just like reading the game and making a simple play. Like people judge him so strongly and forget like he's like 22 years old. Like the weight he has on his shoulder as being like one of our best players. It's just not easy. You know what I'm saying? He's special.
Last season, Alperen Sengun was labeled a defensive liability. Analysts questioned whether he could anchor a contending team. His coach benched him in crunch time. His three-point shooting hit a career-low 23.3%. Then, this season happened. The Houston Rockets are 34-28 and sitting comfortably in playoff position. Their defensive rating? 5th in the entire NBA. And the center everyone said couldn't defend? He's leading the team in assists, averaging a career-high 6.3 per game, and has recorded 3 steals in a single game 8 times this season, 8th most in the league. This is not the same Alperen Sengun, and the transformation didn't happen by accident. It started with 7 weeks in Turkey, accelerated with one blockbuster trade, and culminated in a version of Sengun that might force us to completely reevaluate this Rockets team. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Alperen Sengun might be the most underrated player in the NBA right now, and why playing alongside Kevin Durant hasn't diminished him, it's unlocked him. Let's go back to October 2024. The Rockets just gave Sengun a 5-year, $185 million extension. On paper, this is their franchise player, but in the season opener, something felt off. Sengun recorded 25 points and 18 rebounds against the Grizzlies. Impressive box score, but head coach Ime Udoka wasn't happy. After the game, he expressed concerns about Sengun's defense and overall efficiency. Things got worse against the Warriors. Sengun played just 20 minutes before Udoka benched him in favor of Jabari Smith Jr. and Tari Eason. Udoka's comments were direct. He needs to find a rhythm, whether it's getting himself into shape to play. Sometimes he's had point-blank misses that he didn't have as much of last year. This wasn't just a rough game. This was a pattern. Throughout the 2024-25 season, Sengun's three-point shooting cratered to 23.3%, the worst mark of his career. His shooting efficiency dropped below 50% for the first time since his rookie year. Defensively, opponents targeted him relentlessly in pick and rolls. The Rockets went 52-30, good for the second seed, but in the playoffs against Golden State, they lost in 7 games, and Sengun's defensive limitations were exposed. The narrative solidified. Talented offensive player, but not good enough on defense to be the centerpiece of a championship team. But here's where it gets interesting. Sengun didn't accept that narrative. He went home to Turkey and got to work. Between the end of the 2025 playoffs and the start of this season, Sengun spent 7 weeks training in Turkey with members of the Rockets' performance staff. This wasn't a casual offseason. This was a complete body recomposition. Look at his physique now compared to last year. Sengun added functional strength without losing mobility. His conditioning improved dramatically. But the real change wasn't just physical. According to people close to the situation, Sengun spent hours studying film with Ime Udoka's defensive system. He worked specifically on his lateral quickness, his positioning in pick-and-roll coverage, and his ability to switch onto smaller guards. Remember, this is a 6'11" center trying to guard players like Ja Morant and De'Aaron Fox in space. It's not supposed to be possible. And then, on June 22, 2025, everything changed. The Houston Rockets pulled off the biggest trade in NBA history, a 7-team deal that brought Kevin Durant to Houston in exchange for Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, and draft capital. When the trade was announced, the immediate reaction was, how will Sengun fit next to Durant? The assumption was that Durant would dominate the ball and Sengun would become a role player. that Sengun's playmaking would be wasted, that two players who both need the ball couldn't coexist. They were completely wrong. Here's what actually happened. Sengun's assists per game jumped from 4.6 last season to 6.3 this season. That's not a guy whose role diminished, that's a guy whose game expanded. The reason is simple. Kevin Durant is one of the greatest off-ball players in NBA history, and Sengun is one of the best passing big men in the league. Put those two skills together, and you get something special. Sengun isn't trying to be Durant, he's trying to be the best version of himself. And the best version of himself happens to be exactly what Durant needs, a facilitator who can operate in the post, draw double teams, and make the right pass. But the synergy goes both ways. Because of Durant's gravity, Sengun is getting cleaner looks at the rim than he ever has before. His field goal percentage on shots within 5 feet is up 3 points. Why? Because defenses can't commit 2 defenders to him when Kevin Durant is spotting up on the wing. Sengun is averaging 20.5 points per game this season. That's up from 18.4 last year. His true shooting percentage is 55.2%, a career high. And remember that three-point shooting we talked about? It's up to 28.9%. That's a 5.6% increase from last year. He's not Steph Curry, but he's not a non-shooter anymore either. The numbers tell the story. Durant and Sengun aren't cannibalizing each other's production. They're elevating each other. Now let's talk about the thing nobody saw coming, Sengun's defense. Last season, when Ime Udoka benched Sengun in crunch time, it was because of his defense. This season, the Rockets have the 5th best defensive rating in the NBA at 112.8, and Sengun is a major reason why. Here's the stat that should make you rethink everything. Through 47 games this season, Sengun has recorded 3 or more steals in a game 8 times. That's tied for 8th most in the entire league. We're talking about a center out-stealing guards. Alperen Sengun has as many multi-steal games as Drew Holiday, as many as Alex Caruso. Let that sink in. But it's not just steals. Watch his positioning now compared to last year. Last season, Sengun would drop too deep on pick and rolls, giving guards clean pull-up threes. This season, he's showing higher, forcing ball handlers into traffic and recovering to the rim. That's not luck. That's coaching. That's film study. That's 7 weeks of conditioning work paying off. The Rockets' defensive scheme asks Sengun to do something incredibly difficult: switch on to smaller players, protect the rim, and anchor the defense. Last year, he couldn't do it. This year, he's one of the reasons Houston is a top 5 defense. Here's why this matters. When you have Kevin Durant on your team, you need your other star to hold up on defense. Durant is 37 years old. You can't ask him to carry the defensive load anymore. Sengun's transformation means Durant doesn't have to. It means Houston can play a legitimate closing lineup with both of their stars on the floor. Last year, that wasn't possible. And there's one more thing. In Houston's biggest games this season, against Oklahoma City, against Boston, against Denver, Sengun had shown up. When the lights are brightest, he doesn't shrink. That's the mark of a player who belongs in the top tier. So here's the question we need to ask. Is Alperen Sengun a top 15 player in the NBA right now? Let's look at the numbers. He's averaging 20.5 points, 9.2 rebounds, and 6.3 assists. He's shooting nearly 50% from the field. He's leading a top 5 defense. He's 23 years old and just made his first All-Star game in 2025. Compare that to other centers in the league. He's averaging more assists than Nikola Jokic did at the same age. He's a more versatile defender than Joel Embiid was at 23. He's not as dominant as Anthony Davis was, but he's more well-rounded. And he's doing this while playing next to another superstar, which actually makes it harder to put up numbers. Here's my argument. If top 15 means the 15 players who are most impactful to winning basketball right now, then yes, Sengun belongs in that conversation. Not because he's the best scorer or the best defender, but because he does everything. He can playmake, he can score in the post, he can stretch the floor, he can switch on defense, and most importantly, he makes everyone around him better. Look at Kevin Durant's efficiency since joining Houston. His effective field goal percentage is at the highest mark since his 2019 season with Golden State. That's not a coincidence. Sengun's playmaking creates easier shots for Durant. Durant's teammate, Amen Thompson, is having a breakout year because Sengun's passing opens up driving lanes. Jabari Smith Jr. is shooting a career-high percentage from three because Sengun draws so much defensive attention. This is what elite players do. They elevate the guys around them, and Sengun is doing that at 23 years old. Now, is he better than Nikola Jokic? No. Is he better than Joel Embiid? Probably not. But is he in that next tier with players like Domantas Sabonis, Bam Adebayo, and Chet Holmgren? Absolutely. And given his age and trajectory, he might be the best of that group by season's end. So what does all of this mean for the Houston Rockets? Last season, they finished as the second seed in the West with a 52-30 record. They lost in the first round to Golden State in 7 games. The prevailing wisdom was that they needed to add a closer, someone who could get a bucket in crunch time. So they traded for Kevin Durant. Mission accomplished. But what nobody predicted was that Sengun would take the leap he's taken. The Rockets didn't just add a superstar, they unlocked their existing star. And that changes everything. Right now, Houston is 34-22 and sitting third in the West. They're on pace for about 51 wins. But more importantly, they look like a team that can compete with Oklahoma City, with Denver, with the top of the conference. And the reason is this: they have 2 stars who make each other better. Kevin Durant gives them the isolation scoring and crunch time execution they lacked. Alperen Sengun gives them the playmaking, the interior presence, and the defensive versatility that makes Durant's life easier. The question isn't whether Houston can win a playoff series, it's whether they can win the West. And if Sengun continues playing at this level, the answer might be yes. Here's the wild part. Sengun is still on his rookie extension. He signed that 5-year, $185 million deal, which seemed like a lot at the time. Now, it looks like a bargain. If Sengun maintains this level of play for the next 3 years, he'll be worth twice that. So, let's come back to where we started. This is not the same Alperen Sengun who struggled defensively last year. This is not the same player who shot 23% from 3. This is not the same center who got benched in crunch time. This is a 23-year-old all-star who spent 7 weeks transforming his body, who learned to play next to a legend, and who proved that the doubters were wrong. He ranks 11th in defensive rating. His team is 5th in defensive efficiency. He's averaging career highs across the board, and he's doing it all while making Kevin Durant look younger. The Rockets traded for a superstar and accidentally unlocked another one. And that's why Houston might be the most dangerous team in the West that nobody's talking about. So here's my question for you. Is Alperen Sengun a top 15 player in the NBA? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you think I'm crazy for even suggesting it, tell me who you'd rank ahead of him and why. I actually want to hear this debate because I think it's closer than people realize. If you want to see more deep dives like this, hit the like button and subscribe. Next week, I'm breaking down whether the Thunder can actually repeat as champions, or if Houston and Denver have what it takes to dethrone them. The 2026 playoffs are gonna be insane, and Alperen Sengun might be the key to everything.